but 15 units per acre is the equivalent of what the Massachusetts Transit-Oriented Development Bill had in its bill. And if you, and I don't want to go back to the screen, but it really, it's not a high rise. It's not a, I mean, I guess if Duquesne wanted to put a single high rise on 1 acre, they could do that. But it does allow for the kind of small scale development that I think you already have in that area. In your central district, you have lots that are zoned for 1/4 acre, which is fairly small. You have lots zoned for 1/2 acre. So what the proposal would not require you to put more units than 4 on a lot to satisfy the 15 units per acre. What it means is that the town can't prevent a large lot if somebody happens to have a 1 acre lot in your downtown, which I don't think there is one, looking at just my eyeballing of how the settlement patterns look from satellite. It just means if somebody has a very large lot, that it might, you know, they can't cap that. But again, so it's sort of it's a global cap, but in no lot would there have to be more than 4 units. So.
Thank you.
So this is I'm really glad I did these screenshots. You guys are very detail oriented. So it's a minimum density of 15 units per acre, at least 50% of the area. Well, I think they said 440, 441. So that's coming back to that minimum 15 units per acre. That is in the TOD provision. And one of the reasons, again, is that is the equivalent to the Massachusetts provision. So I guess, you know, the way we really look at it is, what does Connecticut need to do to be at least conceptually competitive with this state that is taking, well, I can see from my law students, taking a lot of our brightest and best talent. The kinds of people who want to live around train stations and not have cars are young people, and frankly also our aging population who would love to stay in their towns, but don't have the kind of housing that they need in the town, just because, in part because of zoning. They don't have housing that is smaller, that doesn't have a yard, and that they might have a neighbor, a duplex or a townhouse or something like that. We're not producing that kind of housing. So we want to be competitive with Massachusetts. And that's why we have that. That's an overarching, so for example, let me just say, so for example, let's say around your train station, you had a giant 4 acre lot. The town would not be able to say that person, for example, could not subdivide the lot in accordance with the zoning regulations and then develop housing on that lot that's 15 units per acre. So we would again, that's maybe I have to figure out how to say that in a way that also confirms that it's 4 units in ordinary circumstances as the zone requires.